Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Adobe Live here on Behance with the fantastic Rachael Presky. I didn't think I was going to sing that then, but I'm so excited to actually be on a stream with you, Rachael, because I missed the one last week. And so, Rachael, for all of you, I'm sure you've all seen Rachael here before, but Rachael does amazing things in Fresco. And today we're going to be looking at animation between Fresco and After Effects, right, Rachael?
Yes, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, so I'm trying to. Last week we did one with moving over to Photoshop, so more of like a frame by frame. And today I'm going to draw this illustration, which is coming up in a second. And kind of thinking about how to rig it up so that we can then move over to After Effects and animate it.
Amazing. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to be drawing along as well, but you're not going to see my screen as we don't want to do that today at all, especially after the last time. But we're all chatting in Behance today. So if you have any questions about Rachael's process or tools, equipment, what we're using, what we're doing, please get in touch. We're chatting at behance.net/live. And even if you're watching on YouTube, of course, the chat will still be in Behance. And following the stream, we'll be chatting in Discord. So definitely come and join us. Let's get started, Rachael. I'm excited to see what you've got for us today.
All right. So I didn't know whether people would be interested as well. Starting to talk about kind of where I'm going to put my anchor points when I move over to After Effects. So if you haven't used After Effects before, you'll see when we get there, I'm going to put my anchor points in certain places, and that's where the different things will move. So for example, I'm going to put one on the shoulder here, which will be about where my person's shoulder would hit the arm, where the joints are basically. So we've got the shoulder joint, the elbow joint, one at the wrist, same here, but I don't think I'm going to animate this arm. So this was kind of moving on. This is the last week I did a coffee filling up. She's drinking it now. So very creative.
I saw that. I saw it on Instagram. I think it was the coffee filling up, right? Or dripping in. I saw that.
Yeah, just go drink it now. So that's I kind of wanted to figure out what I could animate for me, because I'm mostly an illustrator. I'm looking at stuff like this is a flat image for me, but it's cool that things animate. So it's not like I'm this really, sorry if anyone's expecting some super duper animator. I'm primarily an illustrator, but I really like animating my work to make it give it a bit more life and just do different things. So that's
no, I never apologize. It's a good thing. Honestly, this is so different, and I really love seeing this. It's just brilliant. So I can't wait.
Cool. So I've got my anchor points in the shoulder, elbow, wrist. That wrist, I think I'm going to move this arm down. So she puts her coffee down and then also bring it back up again. I was thinking about having the glasses go, what's the word? Steam up a bit when she drinks. There's a bit of, so she'll pick up her cup, eyes steam over, and then she puts her arm back down again.
Nice.
Then I might have the scarf moving, but we might not have enough time for that today. That's, I think, all the anchor points for me. Or maybe, sorry, this is what I do when I'm trying to do stuff for animation. I'll move myself to be how would this work? So I think when you drink a coffee, your head moves back or your body moves back.
No, that's so good that you're thinking about these things, though, because it actually, do you write these things down, all of the things that you, you've just described it perfectly, that you want to see the steam, that you want this to move, is there a plan?
I think it's all in my head. I should write a plan then. Maybe I should do this. So I'm going to animate the steam here, which we're going to use an effects to bend. It's called CC Bend It. Bends these, so it will look steamy. I could do it with frame by frame, but this is an After Effects one, so I think it's quite quick to do. So that's going to be animated. The arm's going to be animated. But we could do, and then this is going to steam up her glasses too. And then her hair could be floating in the wind and scarf, but I don't think we'll have time.
Jackie did ask actually in the chat that are you going to animate the scarf as well? But just
yeah, if we've got time I will, because I can add an effect on it, which might be easier than, yeah. So I'll do it as if I'm going to. So I'll put I'll do that as a separate layer, the scarf. So basically this is me like planning where all my layers are going to be as well, or how I need to figure them out. So yeah, that's how I start. It's normally all in my head as well. So that's me explaining the mess that goes on in my head.
No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, and then colours. I've said that, I think if anyone's watched these before, I stick to a similar colour palette throughout my work. It just makes my life a bit easier. And sometimes I'm like, oh, that colour just doesn't go with that, and spend forever trying to figure it out. So it's much easier if I'm just like trying to do something. This will then go along with the rest of my work quite nicely. So that's why I do that.
Nice. And last week, when you did the coffee cup filling up, did you animate that through After Effects as well, or was that a different animation?
No, so I did that frame by frame, and I did drew every frame out in Fresco, and then I pulled it across to Photoshop, and we just cut it out.
Oh, cool. I need to catch up on that one.
Put them in order, and then it's fair. It's quite a simple way of animating frame by frame, and it was quite quick as well because I managed to do it in an hour. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to drop this. It's quite a simple animation to be fair. I'm going to go yellow because I like yellow. This is that's what I mean. This is what goes through my head. That's a nice colour. I'll choose that one. So yeah. Oh, I don't want to fill. I was going to show people my things as well. I almost always use this pencil brush because it gives a really nice feel to the illustrations, but I might try something a bit dark today. Not dark, less opaque, so that we get quite a,
And this is so how we're feeling right now in the UK, with the weather getting a bit colder, getting more autumn outside, having a big scarf and a coffee. Oh, I'm all over that.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this bit of winter. It's like a weird mix at the moment where it's autumny.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go, let's go white. Skin tone. I think when I do a yellow background, I always think about it afterwards. Yellow background would be nice, and then it's really hard to get a skin tone that matches nicely. That there's enough contrast between the two colours to. So yeah, sorry, now drawing.
I always think it's so hard when you've got people watching you to type or to draw, especially when someone's trying to talk to you at the same time. So you're doing a great job, Rachael, seriously. And I think we've just fixed the chat in the session in Behance today.
Great.
And so I can see everybody back in there now. So quick hello to Gareth, to Jackie, to Oliver. I can see you all in there. Angus. We're all back in to Behance. So the chat will continue. If any of you have questions for Rachael, behance.net/live.
Great. Fire them at me.
Yeah.
Happy to answer anything. Any questions? And I've done this before where I've asked people for suggestions, and normally people come up with really great ideas.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to suggest anything, go for it.
Oh, definitely. I'm all over that. We had a live stream the other week, and we had Holly on, and she was doing amazing pictures, and I turned into an art director. I think I took it a bit far. I was like, you could do this. Why not try this? So I need to keep it on the down low a little bit today.
That's great. I love it. Sometimes I'm just like go through phases of having like very like creative block times. And I'm like, I just don't know what to do. I've been on here before and had that happen, and I'm like, yes, people suggest it.
Nice.
I always come up with great ideas. Love it.
That's so good.
Right.
Jackie asks, is After Effects as fast as Photoshop?
It's a bit longer afterwards, but I think you can do more. So the next step of moving this from Fresco into Photoshop takes a little longer, and animating stuff but everything's a bit smoother, and it's quicker to do this kind of animation. So if I was doing it frame by frame, like moving the arm up to drink would need so many frames that I'd have to draw each one, whereas if I do it in After Effects I don't have to, which I like, because I don't know, I'm always trying to make my process a bit quicker.
That's always good. Yeah.
I'm going to put a jacket. So for this hand as well, I've just toggled on and off. I've done it around this anchor point that I was talking about. So I've drawn it so that there'd be an extra bit of space. So if this arm moves, if the hand moves even against the wrist, there'll be a little bit of space overlapping so that they don't get jarry, funny bits, which I'll show you when we get to After Effects.
Gareth's already asking about After Effects. Are you going to be using the puppet tool in After Effects?
Well, I've only just started using that, and I thought it's probably not the best idea to use something on a live stream that I've only just started using. So I wasn't going to, but I know you can. I did think that originally, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then I was like, oh, I just don't feel confident enough to do it. I know what I'm doing with this.
Yeah.
But you can, yes. So with the puppet tool, it's a bit nicer because you can like puppet these points basically where I've put my dots. So the anchor points. And then you can move around those things, and it kind of distorts the shape of the arm and stuff. And it's really cool. I'm just scared.
I did some work in character animator, and I one of the things that I didn't realize actually before I started learning was that you had to draw, if you had a face, you had to draw every vowel shape of the mouth so that it could move properly when you're speaking. And so that's when I fell apart. So I was like, oh no, I can't draw all of these. Amazing. So yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Not for great artists though, of course. They knock it out of the park. But...
No, it looks. Is that the Animate, the Adobe Animate tool?
Character Animate, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet, but it's on my list of things. Very cool. This is my arm. I'm doing the top stuff first because then I can see. Because I can see better. Oh. Alright, try and do this bit quicker.
Well, Gareth agrees with me about the mouth shapes for characters. Yes, it's tricky, isn't it? It really is. I know. And you know, faces are tough. Yeah.
It's like getting the right. You have to get the eyebrows right. So when you're looking at someone, I did like a children's book course, and they're really children's books have to be really well, the face expressions need to be really good because that's what kids understand more than they do. With us, we can just draw this and it looks pretty and it's not. But when you're doing kids illustration, it's more like you need to be very specific about the face and how you do everything. And it's so just the tiny difference in your eyebrows makes all that difference in the expression.
So Jackie in the chat draws very good kind of children's cartoon characters or children's images. I've seen some of that work. It's lovely, really good.
Yeah, they're it's not easy. Children's illustration. Jackie did the really cute, there's one, I think I did one of these with Abby Birch, and she drew it was a bear. It was really cool. Sorry, if anyone's interested. I'm sure it was awesome. I think it's in Discord somewhere.
Oh, that's cool. I need to get into Discord more, I think.
I love it. Seeing what people create from these streams. So yeah, if anyone's interested, I've done. I'm sure they are. There's one here. Stop saying that. This is my upper arm, my arm here. These are going to be animated separately, so I'm animating them, Gareth, based on the anchor points at the shoulder and the elbow. So they'll be moving around these points. But you could do it all in one and pop it, like he said. I'm just a scaredy cat.
They're all in separate layers, so each different part of the arm in a different layer, so it's easier to move, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Happy days.
And then I can do it pretty. I am going to move it at the neck, but I'm really enjoying this bit at the bottom as well. I don't know if you use that. The little blue.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I would. Do you know what? I couldn't work out what it did at first because it would. If you double tapped it, it would change. And I was thinking, what am I controlling?
Yeah.
It's like a light switch in your house. You think, what does it do?
Yeah, it is.
What's this working? But yeah, so what is it when it moves from blue to the center to blue to the outside?
Yeah, so I don't know how to turn. Oh, there you go. So when it's off, this is like what you'd have normally. You can use your other hand to then like rub out with the same brush.
Yes.
So I can I can draw here, and then I can rub it out basically with the same brush. I always like using the same brush because then the texture on the edges is all the same. When I'm erasing, that's the right word, isn't it?
Mm.
But if you double tap on it, it brings up the eraser, like as the blue dot, and you can go through and erase bits without holding on the screen. And if you've got like quite a big space to do that, like to be erasing, it's easier to do that than hold your two hands on the screen. Well, I found that anyway.
Yeah.
And then you can just toggle it on and off, which is really cool. Saves a lot of time.
I find myself using the ruler in Fresco a lot.
Have you? I haven't tried it yet, but so useful.
It really is. Yeah.
It's down here, isn't it? Yeah. You have the hands off, and you know how to change the stick at like 100. Oh.
Do you put three fingers on it and move it around, or 2 fingers, or 2 or 3? I think it's 3, but there you go.
Oh, and it sticks. Oh, lovely.
It's good. Sandrine asks, is it possible to move the shortcut circle somewhere else? Yeah, you can drag that around anywhere.
Hold it down. Yay. Quite fun. You just hold down, and it's there. All right, now on.
Catherine makes a good point that the rulers are good for laying out hand lettering. Yes.
Oh, yes. That is great. I was thinking about like hand, because you can animate hand lettering in a similar way. How I did the frame by frame one last week, and I was gonna say, and I forgot about it. I wrote it down to say, and I didn't say it. So thanks for the reminder. That you can. So when you animate frame by frame, it's really like to make, you know, when people make like really jumpy, fun text. So if you didn't want to use like an effect in After Effects or whatever, you can just draw like text and then go over the top of it a couple of times, pull it into Photoshop again and make a little GIF out of it, and it looks like it moves.
Love
that's
it.
really cool.
Tony Harmer first taught me how to do an animated GIF in Photoshop. It was like a sunbeam, sunshine, and he taught me how to. Yeah, that's how I need to start lettering though. What a great idea, especially for Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is really good for Instagram. I think I had like a little sale in my Etsy shop, and I just did that, and it just it gives something else to text when it moves a bit. I'm going to pull this under this hand. This is my torso. So I'm separating each of the body parts into different layers, really. I'm not going to... oh, no, I will. So I'm just going to... I might animate this afterwards. I don't think we'll have time today. I might come back to this arm, so I'm future-proofing.
Mm-hmm.
How's yours coming?
Do you know what? I'm so transfixed. I haven't even started drawing my little thing yet. I want to watch the one that you did last week, I think in Photoshop. I'm definitely, I like After Effects, but I'm probably more comfortable in Photoshop to begin.
Yeah.
But I'm going to write down, you know.
I think that's the same for lots of people, I'm sure, because that's, I don't know, when you illustrate, most people illustrate in Photoshop before Fresco turned up. I think that was mostly used. It's really cool. Right, I'm going to get this done. Be really quick. Cool. So I've got my upper arm. I'm going to get rid of some. Sorry, I just have little conversations with myself when I'm doing this.
Oh, don't worry. Honestly, I'm right there with you all the time.
Shall I do this? I don't know. It's right when there's people in the room, but when it's just look like you're going crazy. But that's fine. This is my hand. You need to be... So I know last week, I think it was Sandrine said that you could name these layers. I can't remember how she said it. How she said to do it.
Oh, I'm not sure about that either.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
There you go. All right. Perfect. I was going to do this afterwards. Wait, what's that? Left. Always have to do that as well, like figure out which one's left and right. It's not good, is it? Left, forward. That's great. Yeah, and then this one. If we name it here, it's a bit easier. But actually, I'll put it on. I might come in. I'll name them later. This will get a bit boring for everyone. Just be naming stuff. So I'm gonna, because I wanted my anchor point to be, let's pull this up, at this wrist area. So where the wrist is, like here, when you drink coffee or tea, you're displaying it very nicely, Maddie. That you twist your wrist a bit when you drink. So yeah, very nice. So that's going to be my anchor point, and that's the bit I want. I want kind of the hand to move rather than the wrist. I was going to draw the rest of the wrist on the lower arm layer, and then I don't have to play about. Oh, I've done something funny and made a little.
Everyone knows I like to have a big mug of coffee ready for an Adobe Live session of learning. And Sandrine asks, which city today, Maddie? Today I've gone back to Finland. Love Finland. So, yeah.
Where in Finland is it? Do you know, or is it just anywhere?
Well, I bought this one in Helsinki. So, yeah. I'm sure they'd made a Helsinki one, actually, but I think there was only Finland at the time available.
I went to Finland a couple of years ago. So it's like one of my favourite countries. It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
No travelling, no.
I used to go there all the time, loads for work. Haven't been in years.
It's so cool. I'm jealous. So I just went skiing, which was really fun with some friends. Nice. But it was really cold, like -30 most days. But very lovely. and very pretty because everything was just really heavily laden with snow, and it's amazing.
Beautiful. Do you get inspiration from things like that then, from trips like that to be drawing things like this?
Yeah, I think so. So a lot of I watched the guy yesterday. I think he's called Rick, his stream this morning. And he was like, it's very cliche, but I get my inspiration from my life. And I was like, that's literally what. Same for me. So in a very cliche way, my inspiration all comes from like day-to-day life. You know how this one is kind of season as well. So what's going on in the world? Not so much. I find it quite hard to do like political type stuff, even though I do a lot of editorial illustration. But yeah, so whatever's going on in my life or in everyone else's life, which is quite nice. I drink a lot of coffee. I was saying last week, I'm pregnant at the moment, can't drink a lot of caffeine.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Quite hard not to be able to drink this. Just draw pictures instead.
Draw pictures of people drinking the coffee, instead of drinking it yourself.
Be really jealous of my little lady that I've made. But you see as well, I think a lot of people do this too. A lot of illustrations end up basically like me. Like this girl has got blonde hair. I wear a lot of green. I like green. So it's literally my life. Which isn't a bad thing. I think as well, I found it quite hard at the beginning of illustrating to come up with ideas, but like everyone's life is so different to each other's anyway. We're all similar. Like whatever you bring, like your own take on stuff, you're always going to have a different view or a different like way of seeing the world. So sometimes I'll just like jump in and do it. You know, it should be fine.
And have you ever illustrated the dogs? I know you've got a couple of dogs.
Yeah, I tried. Thing is, they're so fluffy, and I find it really hard to draw fluff. So I haven't. A lot of my illustrations don't have a lot of fluff in. So I have done a couple, but I just don't like them. I thought I was going to though. Before we got them, I was like, I'm going to draw the dogs loads. Nah, didn't happen for me. Sadly. I wish I could, but I probably should just jump in and do it really. Okay. So what else have I got to do? Oh, see, now I've done the skin white. Can't do white glasses. So the steam. The steam can be a different colour.
It could be like a light grey.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Yeah, so I'm going to do some glasses.
Gareth did mention in the chat if you'd narrowed down baby names, and Oliver assumed that you were going to call the baby Fresco.
Fresco, great name, but sadly not. I'm sorry. There we have. I don't think I should tell everyone though. I don't think you're meant to. I don't know. We might change our mind. That's why, but we do. It's a girl, so we know it's a girl. But name, I change my mind every 5 minutes. So
Angus has got a good one for you. He said Jade, in brackets, the colour green. Did you like
because that's a nice one. Like that. I wonder if my husband would have. He'd be like, "Can you just stop? The whole house is this colour. Everything you wear is this colour." The baby as well. Sorry, I can't get it.
Gareth has put After Effects Presky. I don't think anyone should be called After Effects.
No.
AE. Oh man, this is taking shape. Look at this; it's so good.
Oh, thanks. I haven't finished yet. Still got lots to do. Right, I could as well animate. So there's lots of things you can animate on the face, obviously. So eyebrows, move, eyes, the mouth. But I'm just gonna keep it simple because we're already half an hour through. All right, I'm gonna be really quick now.
That's gone fast, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So we'll get the face in. Give her some pink lips, maybe. Because if I was going to do that, that would take. You'd have to you just do every single one on a different layer.
And you're going to name all of the layers.
Yes, and I will once I get. I'm going to do them, afterwards. I think because it's easy in After Effects to change the layers. What have I done? That's why. My eyes are above the thing. I couldn't figure out why they weren't going.
That's always a hard thing to draw, isn't it? Eyes, because I always get too into detail with eyelashes, and then I realise that I'm like, oh no, I've gone too far. So finding any tips for eyes would be great. Yes.
So for art, I had the same problem, and that is why I just draw a dot.
Love it. It's simple.
Yeah. I did, you could go in and do, some nice, these just straight things are quite nice as well. And she looks quite cool, actually.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So, you can go in and do all the eyelashes, although that's a big brush for that. But, just depends. I'm going to put this here. Yeah. Oh, I wanted this. I had the same problem though and got very fed up of just drawing eyes. So I just found a simple way of doing it, which works. So I think that's good. And then I'm going to do the mug. I don't know if you could hear that. Was my dog's barking.
Oh, don't! My little Elvis was barking a moment ago. I was like, no, to jump on me. Yeah.
Pencil not working. Oh dear. Right. Am I going crazy?
It's not. I can't see it on there.
This would be awful.
Is the pencil or pen with, have you got enough battery?
That might be part of the problem. It would normally warn you though, doesn't it?
Drawing with your fingers aren't the same, is it? It's great.
Yeah, no. I think I've turned it off as well, but I'll do that for now. Should we pause the screen for a second and I'll check if it's linked properly? Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, go for it.
It's not linked.
I have the same problem. I think with the iPad, you plug the pencil back in to reconnect them together.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. 1%.
That's my problem.
Well, Rachel, while that charges for a minute, don't worry at all because there's something really very exciting happening, of course. It's Adobe Max. It's round the corner. We've got that coming up. I have signed up for so many sessions. And so to get everyone excited, let's play a short video and show everyone what Max is all about. Cool. That video is so good. I don't know if you can see this. I've actually got goosebumps. Actually goosebumps. I love Adobe Max. I've got it for the last 3 years. Got my Max hoodies. I mean, I just honestly live in those. But you know, Rachel, what I'm looking forward to, I really love this every year, is Max Sneaks. Because they always sneak new features or new updates that are coming that have been generated from our ideas lab. We've got this huge lab of ideas. And some of them turn into real products at the end of it, real ideas. And there have been some great ones over the last few years. So I can't wait for that. Very excited.
Yeah, I think I went to like the homecoming event thing last year that was at the Tate, and it was amazing. Like just seeing all of the new technology as well. I think I saw some of the like character animator stuff in there, and I was like a bit geeking out about it.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Geeky.
For sure. I think Oliver says in the chat, I don't think I can fit any more Max sessions in unless I stay up the whole night. Oliver, I'm with you. I am honestly, I had to take the 2 days off just to go through it all. So I'm with you.
So what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought. Something about, can you watch them back? That was it. So if you don't watch them live.
I think you can watch the keynotes. And I think some of the on-demand stuff, yeah, I think you should be able to.
Cool. So I might have to watch that. I'm going to just done that on the wrong layer. So I'm going to copy. Oh no, I'm going to cut the selection.
Cool.
This is one of my favorite. I do this all the time. Like, that's easy. Easy way of fixing it. Cool. Sorry, yeah.
Happy days.
Little tip. I'm going to be quick. Here's my mug. It's going to be hidden behind her hand, but you might see a bit of it. So that's why I'm doing it like this. Yeah, let's put some, lock the transparency, put a little pattern in here.
Oh, nice. Tim's talking in the chat about the puppy cam. They brought puppies to Max about 2 years ago.
No.
And there was like a little pit in the middle of this huge arena where all of the sponsors are. And it was like a little pit of just puppies, and it was so adorable.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
You could just go and cuddle them.
Do that just for fun.
Yeah, just cuddle up and cuddle them for a little bit. And then they were taken off then for a little break. And then they came back and you could give them cuddles again.
That's a great idea. I think when I was at uni, they did like when everyone was doing exams, they bought the like a farm in and had loads of farm animals on the campus. Sounds a bit like that. It was great. It was like a ways to chill out type thing.
Always needed. Always needed.
Relaxation.
I find Fresco really relaxing though. It's so relaxing, just sitting there and having a draw.
Just drawing, isn't it? So I find it really relaxing too. Right, I think I'm gonna be done with that. What is this layer? I think that's not necessary. Delete you. Okay. This is my lady. I might make. I'm going to change the colour of this because I don't think you're going to see the arm as she's moving it. So I'm going to change the colour of the torso to just be a tiny bit darker. Fill it in, and then I'll have to move this arm. That one.
That looks better. Definitely.
Yeah, so you can see like the difference really. Where's the bottom arm? This one. It does have a bit of a funny edge, so that's when I can put the transparency and colour it in. Get the edges. Same with this one. Oh, that's a different one. We do need to fix that. Cool. That's the right colour. This is the one that I need to lock. Use the edges. Done. All right. So, I mean, we don't have enough time. I think I might have made the other arm a different colour as well, but for now. This will work. Cool. So I'm going to pull this over to After Effects now. I think normally I'd spend a bit more time perfecting this, but works.
Sure.
I'm doing it as a PSD file. Send it to my Mac. My mom. Max. Does it come up with those? I think on the screen it does, doesn't it?
Don't worry, I don't think we can see.
It came up with the export, and it's just got a picture of send to Max or send to my mommy. It actually says mommy. All right, so shall I stop sharing this screen and then go over to the other one?
Yeah, go for it. I've got my pad and pen ready to make notes. This is the bit that I'm waiting for. I'm very excited.
All right, so I've already set up my composition, but it's exactly the same as what I had in Fresco, which is 2,100 pixels by 2,100. And I'm doing it in a square because I am going to share it on Instagram. And they like squares, don't they? So I've probably got a really messy list of my downloads. Create the composition. So now I've pulled it all across in here. I don't want. Okay, that's fine. So in my final one, I'm going to set this to fit. Pull all my layers in. So have all named, and then when I have changed the names, they've come up, like Sanjean said. Oh, we don't want that to happen. I have to do them one by one. Sorry, this is a boring bit. Setting up files is not the most interesting. You can see in here all right? Cool.
Yeah.
That's not the right one. It's like, why is that not working? It's not actually my background layer, that's why. Delete that. It's in my way. There it is.
So, Gareth in our chat is one of our experts on After Effects. And as mentioned, if you import a file and drag it to the comp icon, the film strip square at the bottom of the project window, it auto sizes to the layer that it holds and matches frame rate of any video. Thanks, Gareth.
Down here. Oh, I need him. I'm joking.
It's the film strip square at the bottom of the project window.
Sorry, you can just see my forehead in this. All right, I'll just put it in. So this is what I want at the end. This has not got my layers in though, so I'm gonna have to come in.
And don't worry, like if you don't finish, it's one of these things that we'll just share this afterwards on Discord or Instagram, wherever.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
All right, so this is one of the layers I don't want. That's the one where I had all the pivot points on. This bit takes a while, which is frustrating. I'm going to keep this. Press enter. You can rename the layer really quickly. So this is actually where I'm going to put all the pieces at the end. At the end. So lay it out around her. So that is the sketch. There are the glasses. Sorry, this is really boring bit, but you've got to set it up properly, because if you don't know what you're dealing with.
You know what though? It's good that you're showing this though, because we're all learning too, right? Some people might be experts in After Effects. Other people, like me, I'm learning from you here. So, and I'd probably go through exactly the same thing. So don't worry at all.
Good. I think this is behind. So that one is. Let's fit this again. I think that is the hand. Sorry, I should have done this before and done here's one I did earlier. What's it called one?
Blue Peter moment.
Yeah.
Here's one.
Here, I've already drawn this in this one. I'm going to pull these up. know that needs to go there. Because, oh gosh, I really hope this doesn't take too long. Forearm needs to be above. You need to go.
So what you're doing here then is you're just making sure that all of the layers are in the right order.
Yes, and
right?
so that they're all on the layers that we had on the previous one. So I know all of those. I can turn them off. I probably should have named it before, because that would have been quicker, like Sandrine tells me to. It's true. That would have been quicker. What's this one? That's an arm. I think that's the... Sorry.
Don't worry. Honestly, don't apologise. Very British behaviour, apologising a lot.
I know.
I'm very British. Don't worry at all.
I think there are other countries listening to this as well, are there? Sometimes.
We do get lots of people, from all over Europe.
I'm being very British about it.
Yeah.
Apologising constantly that this is going to take too long. Okay, this is right. Oh. Right upper arm. This one is the torso. Cool, we're getting there.
Cool. And this stream has flown by. Like we've got just over 10 minutes left, and it honestly feels like we've been here for 10 minutes.
That's good. I guess that's good.
Yeah, it's nice though. It feels like it's just really, and it's a nice chat. It's nice.
Yeah,
it's good about Adobe Live.
It is great. I find sometimes they go really quickly, and then I'm like, oh no, like this, like, oh, I should have finished it. I did think, I was like, this is kind of pushing it a bit for how much time we've got. But I know that. So that is my steam. Put you here. Oh, we don't want to open that. This opens the layer though, if anyone's interested. Steam. So maybe without the rest of it done, we'll just go into moving. I'll keep my background on. Animating just like the arm movement that I was talking about, so that just because we've only got 10 minutes. And then can go back in and sort the rest of it out after. I'm just trying to figure out what each of these are. Right, let's get rid of these. I want my background. Don't know what this little white thing is.
That was the wrist. You didn't want it to knock onto it when it animated. So you created
it looks like I haven't filled in the whole colour, which is a bit silly. Oh well. This is what else I wiggle and go between them, and I'm like, oh, I should have done this. So I'll go back into my thing, change it, go back in. I do that quite. I'm sure there's a better what's the word? Better process.
Yeah.
Yes, flow.
I shared one of my processes on Photoshop this week to somebody that's a Photoshop expert. And why did I do it for a start? But I didn't intentionally do it. I was just showing just this small part of this editing process for this Word document. Anyway, he was mortified. He was like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this? Why did you do it this way? Why didn't you try this? No, we all have our ways, right, of doing things. And sometimes it's the long way. But it's the way we know. So
exactly. That's why I'm just like, that's why a lot of stuff. So we don't want that one, we don't want that one. Turn these two off. The hair. I was trying to find the hand, but I've lost it, I think. You're not there. Don't want you. Should have named it, shouldn't I? Oh well. Right. So for this, I'm just going to animate the arm and the hand moving. Need to find my hand, but... Oh, hand. Yeah. Oh. make sure it's clicked. So After Effects has some funny little things that you have to make sure that you click on the right bit or it picks up another layer. So that's why this is quite useful, the padlock tool. I'm going to put these together. The mug needs to be above. Pull them down. So we'll just have these guys to animate. Right. So what I was talking about earlier about rigging up the kind of where the anchor points are going to be. For the torso, it doesn't matter for this animation, but for the upper arm, we want that to be at the shoulder. So to do that, you can use this tool, pick up this anchor point and move it to where the shoulder joint would be. And then we can use actually as well, I'll just show you. So that now it's going to rotate around this point, which is naturally where it would rotate if you had your joints on your arm. So I'll just go through and move all those to the right place. Zoom out a bit. Oh, let's just go to 50. Pull this guy down to the elbow because that's the arm. Then the hand has got one out here. So then they're the bits that I can move. I'm going to link the forearm to the upper arm and parenting the hand to the forearm, the upper arm to the forearm. And it means if I move this upper arm now, this tool, the whole thing moves with it, which is really...
So to do that, you clicked on the layer, then you click on the parent and link kind of swirly icon.
Yeah.
And then you just dragged it the way you want it to move to. Okay.
Exactly. Or you can choose it here. Which is quite handy too. So I think I also want the mug to attach to the hand and the steam to be attached to the mug. I'm going to put the steam above the mug actually. That makes most sense. Yeah, so then we can start animating it. I've got this at 20 seconds, but I'll pull it down to maybe 5. Zoom in a bit. Oh. That's 5. So that I want this to kind of loop that she's going to lift her arm up and down. So that's why I'm going to stick to that. We need a head, don't we? If we're going to have...
Just a bit.
Didn't think about that one.
A bit that's missing.
Yeah, just the hat, just the thing. All right, maybe I'll stick to this being the end bit of the frame. So maybe at 2 seconds, we'll have her hand, arm, everything in this position. So I want to put a keyframe at this position. And the hand. So I'll do P's. Actually, no, because we're going to rotate them. So I'm going to do the R rotation. If you just, on your keyboard, if you select on them and just click R or P for position. So position is where you move the thing to. R is rotation. So I've put it around that point and I just want that to move up and down. I'm going to keyframe this at my out point, and if I've got them all selected, it's going to put a keyframe at those points. If that makes sense. Right. Try to be quick because I gone a bit slow, but so this is my final point that I've drawn already. I'm going to start from her hand being down, which means that but actually, because when you put your arm down, it kind of moves forwards a tiny bit. So I want my left upper arm at this point to be slightly rotated. I've used W there as the command. Oh, like I just said, you can keep these still, and then I didn't do it. Oh, and it goes down, it goes back, doesn't it? So we're going to pull that back a tiny bit. Have her forearm come down. So I'm just clicking on the layers. Oh, looks like she's going to chuck a coffee all over the floor. I'm going to pull this one around it. Because I think I've got my anchor point in the wrong place here, then that's why it's like not linking up properly. So I can move that. This bit just takes a little bit of playing around, basically. I'm sure, like I said, there's probably another way of doing this. This is how I do it. There you go. She's putting her arm down. I think because she's going to drop that, we need her hand to be twisted as well. Oh, zoom in a bit. Click on a hand. I'm doing something else as well here. I've just moved something in the background, but
there it is.
This is the bit that I said. I should have coloured that bit in the background.
Yeah.
But maybe we can move this over a bit.
Perfect.
Yeah. And the mug actually needs to rotate too. So we want it at that position here. So I'm going to put my first keyframe there, move it back, rotate that as well. And then, so she's just going to have her arm going up and down. 2 minutes left. Just looking at the top. Oh, those keyframes. Oh, yeah, copy and paste them like this. Copy one, paste it. This is just with a Control-C, Control-V command on Mac. You understand what I'm doing? Sorry. So that the arm comes backwards then. It's probably a bit slow.
Aha, you can see it working.
Yes, but this is the beginning of it working. So there's a really fun, you can put an ease in on these as well. So, I'm going to do it on all.
Almost like a ramp, kind of
yeah,
ease in.
Exactly. So it's called Easy Ease. And I'll chuck it on all of them. Gareth, no shortcut for this. I just know to go through and do it all. There, so that's that. We've got the arm moving. It's quite slow, and I'd probably like it to be a bit quicker, but her arm moving down as if she's drinking it. At the top, I think as well, I might move like the mug. So let's make sure I'm on the right keyframe here. I move the mug so it kind of moves towards her mouth. So it's a lot of jiggling around at this point. You watch it back, see what's going on. To pull it back out. And then you can change it how you want to. See, there's a lot to do. But with this steam, I'm got seconds, or I'm going to put an effect on it that is CC Bend It. And we can open it up and see the effect down here. And for CC Bend It, I'm going to put it at this stage actually. So you do a start and end, which you zoom in a bit. Go to 50. I can put my start. I'm going to put at the bottom, and then the end I'm going to put at the top of the steam. Okay, so that's set up properly. And I'm going to bend and put is this one. So at this point, where do I want it? I want the steam to kind of go backwards and forwards. I've got to put some keyframes in here. And I'll do it really quickly. As quick as I can.
And listen, don't worry if you don't finish it, right? Because there's always time to upload this later to Discord and Instagram, wherever the final file ends up.
Okay.
And I know Gareth's saying wave warp, Rachel. Wave warp.
Wave warp. Oh, I've always used this. I'll have a look at that at the end. So yeah, I do a bit of bend these. I need to change all these points. So the problem with bend it, which might be solved by the wave warp, is because you put the start and the end frame bits here where it picks up that on the bottom, it doesn't get all of, like, it cuts off at some point, so you have to make sure you've got it right. Yeah. Sorry, it's not finished, but
don't worry, Rachel. And it's been good today to see that your process and looking at making layers. So every little part of your image, making layers in Fresco, so getting them all ready, naming the layers as well, which is important, bringing it into After Effects, reordering the layers, and then getting these animated. Really good process.
Cool. Hopefully. That's great. Yeah, so the very basic, really quick version. I'll finish it.
Cool. Well, it's been lovely having you on today. It's been really nice just having a chat and just watching you work. And of course, we're really looking forward to Max. So we showed the video in the middle there. Definitely make sure you've registered for your sessions, everybody, if you haven't, because it's virtual this year, which is amazing. We're going to continue with live every day in the UK at midday. So we've got another one happening tomorrow, and we'll speak to you all again soon. Thanks. Oh, there's no stream tomorrow, I've been informed. Apologies, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining. Speak soon. Bye, everyone.
Okay, thanks. Bye.